Hello, welcome back to the IGTV, the Thursday night Q&A and general crypto conversation. Hello everyone, welcome back. I will let the chat build up as ever and then we will crack on, but it's good to see everyone. Hello. Once I get a few numbers in here, I'll get a mic check, make sure the music's okay, make sure everyone can hear me okay, and then we'll crack on. How's everyone? Is everyone well? I don't know if we'll get a lot of numbers tonight. I think there's football on. I think Rangers and Celtic are playing. I don't really know much about football, but I believe they're playing, so we'll see what kind of numbers we get tonight, and we'll do our best. There's Jack in there with a question already. So Xrp predictions by the end of the year. It'd be nice to see somewhere between $10 and $12 for this bull run. Will that mean the end of the year? Let's hope so. But the end of the bull run could last into the kind of Q1 of 2022. So, like I said, $10, $12 would be nice, but only time will tell. Right, it's actually building up pretty good. Fuck the football, greetings from Italy. Thank you, Busty. Appreciate that, and greetings from sunny Glasgow. Thanks for joining us in Italy. Appreciate that. So as ever, we will just crack on with the questions. There's quite a few in the Q&A from Instagram, but as always, just drop comments below. I'll work through them. I'll try and answer as many as I can and hopefully help out as much as I can. And yeah, like I said, we'll crack on with these first, but feel free to ask away. But can everyone hear me okay? Is the mic clear? Music okay? It's not too loud or anything? We'll get a quick yes, and then we shall crack on with la questions. I'll take the silence as a yes. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Okay, perfect. So I'll work through the questions. Quite a few. Some of them are actually quite different this week, which I'm happy about. A lot more about kind of lifestyle stuff and more about Crypto Glasgow a little bit. As much as there's still information in there and questions rather about crypto, it's good to switch it up a little bit and chat more about the actual team, I guess, behind Crypto Glasgow. Okay, cool. So we'll start off with the questions then. So a few ones at the bottom here. We'll start off since they were the earliest questions. That's quite a big question. We've been asked this quite a lot from the members in regards to Radium. So obviously we spoke about Radium in the members Discord. When was that? That was on Tuesday. No, sorry, it wasn't. It was last night, which was Wednesday. Forgetting what day it is. So we spoke about Radium last night, done a members breakdown, and a few people have been asking us about targets. So for us, target wise, we would like to see the kind of high 20s, and that's $20 worth, so 25 plus. But again, we haven't done a full kind of breakdown analysis on the price yet. We'll try and bring that when we've got it as such. But yeah, we'd like to see it somewhere up around the $25 plus mark. So hopefully that helps. Any dealings with yieldnodes.com? So no, we haven't. I've heard of it a few times. I've never really spent any time with it, to be honest, but I did have a look before the live just to kind of figure out a bit more about it, and I like the idea of it. There was mixed reviews online. There was plenty of positive results and reviews, but there was also some negative ones as well. So you're going to get that. The only problem I find sometimes with these projects is they buy a lot of their reviews, and it does sound a little bit too good to be true sometimes. Don't get me wrong, like I said, I've only just properly looked like a good 10-15 minutes into it tonight, so don't quote me, but no dealings with it. Heard of it a few times, not ever tried to invest in it, but I like the idea of it. But like I said, with mixed reviews and the fact that people can buy their reviews online for these types of projects, I just don't know, because all the positive reviews seem to kind of mention the same thing, which kind of got me thinking, like, why are they all talking about, like, I've been here for 10 months and I've got this much back? Like, everyone seemed to mention there or thereabouts the same thing. So again, can't speak too much on it, but if you're in it and it's working for you, then by all means continue, as long as you're happy with it and you feel that you can get your money in and out easy enough. And the investment, I think they do something like 10% a month or something that they were talking about. So if that's guaranteed and you're getting it, by all means run with it. But just make sure that it's something that you're comfortable with having your money sitting aside in, because like I said, just with some of these companies, especially with the reviews, it can vary. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Thoughts on Cote Bank account? Again, I don't think I've heard of the Cote Bank account. I mean, I know Cote they've launched something recently on Cardano, I believe, but the Cote Bank account, I'm not too sure. I don't think I've heard of that, but feel free to shoot us a DM and we'll look over it if you've got some information. But Cote Bank account's not something that I've come across. The only thing I can think of Cote, like I said, is the stable coin they've launched on Cardano network. So that was the last thing I've heard of Cote. In Dubai, hearing a lot about Zenic. Any thoughts? So no, it seems to be a Dubai-based project only for now. So I don't know if maybe that's why it's not really came about. But so I've just been. Someone said here, could be wrong, but did you have a yellow Saxo? I did have a yellow Saxo. That kind of put me off there as I seen that. Yes, I did. Back in the good old days. But yeah, so Zenic, like I said, it's a more Dubai-based project and it's backed by like sheiks over in Dubai. So it will probably do well just purely down to the fact that it's based in Dubai and it's kind of funded and helped by these sheiks. Haven't heard much about it, to be honest, mate. I know you're based out in Dubai, so you've obviously had more dealings with it or at least heard of it. Whereas over here we've not really come across it yet. Not to say that it won't, and it's not a big project. Like I said, just some of these projects get launched in a native country first to try and kind of build it up and build the hype. But and then it'll come across and we'll hear of it or it'll go global. But for now, I believe from what I read about it, it is kind of focused more in Dubai for now. But you can keep up to date, James, because you obviously you're based in Dubai, so you'll see it more than we will. So let us know how it goes. Let me come through and see what we've got in the chat so far. Let's see. I've seen a few things coming through. Where are we? When do you reckon the settlement? Well, that's the thing. There was a post put out 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago from Ripple saying they're not interested in settling. And I kind of spoke about this on a member's live stream. They're not interested in settling, and I'm talking about the Ripple and SEC lawsuit. And the way I put it across was, I don't think they're interested in settling because they've been pushing for this. So bear in mind, this lawsuit's been going on since December, right? And it's been the talk of the town since December, which is fair enough, but it's not just been since December that this problem, if you like, has been about. Ripple's been asking for this for years, like years and years and years, and it only came to when the SEC decided to turn on them and sue Ripple that it's became a thing. So why would Ripple then, like for example, so why would they fight the battle for the kind of 9 months, 10 months that they have done so far and caused absolute, not destruction, but it's definitely caused a bit of a kind of sour taste to a lot of people. Like I said, it's the talk of the town, so everyone knows about the Ripple SEC lawsuit. It is the most important lawsuit currently in crypto, and people recognise that. But why would Ripple want to not tarnish their name, but have their name spoke about or on the lips of everyone for almost a full year to then just settle because the SEC says, right, let's settle? Like, it just wouldn't. Think of it from a company like Ripple's point of view. It would almost feel like, fair enough, like as if they're giving up, if that makes sense. Yes, it's good because they're going to get a settlement potentially, or they would potentially get a settlement, and it would be case closed, we can move forward, and it'd be great for the wider community. But like I said, from Ripple's point of view and the company that they are, why would they spend so much on their law team trying to fight this case to then just, as soon as the SEC decides, right, we'll settle, they just kind of go, okay, no problem, yes sir, no sir, kind of thing. So I don't think they will settle. And like I said, they had put a news article recently saying that they weren't interested in it, and I think that's why. To me, it makes sense, business wise it makes sense. And again, they've came this far. Why would they just decide to call it quits this far on in the interrogation, it seems like at times? So that's my kind of opinion on it. Again, the good thing is, we win both ways. Like, if it doesn't settle, and I mean, in our opinion, they're going to win the case anyway, regardless. So it's a win if they win, if that makes sense. And then if it gets settled early in favour of Ripple, we win also. So it's a kind of win-win situation almost. Obviously, nothing's guaranteed, right? But in terms of how it's been going the past few months and what's been coming out and how much the SEC have kind of tripped up, and the more stuff that's coming out about Ethereum and stuff, how that was a security, and how the SEC have potentially been holding security assets throughout this whole period. Like, there's so many like things have come up, not great for the SEC, that hopefully will benefit. Well, it kind of has already benefited Ripple, but hopefully it means that the case will become positive. And what we don't want, right, is a negative kind of, or a sour taste. I'll use that reference again, a sour taste in the SEC's mouth over crypto, because you've seen the heat that the SEC have been giving crypto recently, not just Ripple, the whole of the crypto space. Like, Gary Gensler's been coming after DeFi, for example, and pretty much anything to do with crypto, Gary Gensler has been kind of had some sort of issue with it. So what we kind of don't want is, yes, it's fuck the SEC, go on Ripple, but you also don't want it to turn sour. So we want to win, obviously, and we hope that we do, but we don't want it to be a sour winning, and then, yes, it's fine for that period, right? Well done, Ripple, you won. But then 6 months, 12 months down the line, something else happened in the rest of the crypto space that can potentially affect the rest of the markets, and especially Ripple. So it's a funny one. You're up against the government. Like, that's the biggest problem. Ripple and crypto are up against the US government, and they kind of decide the rules of the land. So it's one of those ones that is quite a tough one. But hopefully that kind of, it was a bit of a long-winded answer, but hopefully my point and my kind of opinion on it clicks with a few people, because obviously for the past few months we've been saying settlement, but ever since Ripple kind of came out with that, it's kind of like, right, okay, fair enough, makes sense. Why has Cardano not went parabolic after the 15th of September? It could just be a buy the rumour, sell the news. A lot of these projects, because there's such a hype built up beforehand, people have already bought up Cardano, and Cardano's already had that massive kind of movement. The smart contracts kind of go live, or they're going live, and it's the same old story. Normally it's buy the rumour, so before it launches, so here's the 15th of September, price beforehand is rising. 15th of September, right, brilliant, we've got the news we wanted to start selling off. Do you know, so that's the kind of the very, very basics. I hope you liked that kind of breakdown of it. But that could have been what happened. I can't obviously speak for it, I can't control or decide how stuff moves, but something to think about, for sure. What else we got? We'll scroll back down to the bottom. Quite a few on here. What's your thoughts on Phantom? I don't have any. I think we've been asked that a few times. I don't have any personally. I don't hold it. I haven't ever kind of bothered with it. Thoughts on CHSB prices? Continually just going down, but it is a good app and project. Couldn't agree more, 100%. I wouldn't say continually going down. I know what you mean. It is quite tough because it continually went up for a long period, and then it continually didn't really do that much for a period as well. Let's see, what's it sitting at right now as we speak? Let's see. Where are we? I better search for it. So Swiss. So we're sitting at 62 cents. Like, that's really not a bad place to sit, in fairness. Like, when you look at the month chart, it is down quite a bit. But in terms of how, you probably won't see it in the screen. I'll even put it to a week. See if you can see that. But it's pretty much sideways. It's not. I know it feels like it's continually going down, but it probably just feels that way because it's not going up. But compare that to pretty much everything this month. I mean, it's up 3% today, for example, but compare that to majority of projects in crypto in September, and it's probably the same looking chart. Everything was up at the first week. Everything the first week of September was up, and then it just kind of died a kind of slow death for a few weeks. And it's just been, a lot of it's just been consolidating. It's been a boring month for crypto. It's hard to come on here every week and try and bring the energy when we know that crypto isn't really doing anything. So don't get me wrong, we feel it too, but we still try and bring the heat every week just to kind of make sure that people are still looking to find out information on the larger space. I spoke about this last night on the Members Live as well, where I was saying just because prices are down and a bit kind of boring doesn't mean that you take a kind of step back. Like, move forward in your education and try and learn a bit more. Get on the news, watch YouTube videos, find new YouTubers to follow, new Twitter pages to follow. Like, continually get into this, like, get more involved each day. The fact that the prices are down is probably a good thing for a lot of people, because it gives them that kind of break, or the calm before the storm, if you like, before things do get parabolic, hopefully in Q4, to learn a little bit more and put a bit more kind of knowledge into their head before it gets a bit crazy and everyone's talking about prices. So, but I do agree, it's a good app and product. These things just take time, and like I said, it's just reflecting with the rest of the market realistically when you look at the other things that are other projects that are running just now. They did just list Chainlink today, so that's a big coin to list. So hopefully that will attract new investors or people to move over to Swissborg, because people do like the interface. So, do you like VeChain? I love VeChain. Again, been in VeChain for a while, Ollie. I think, in fact, it might be on this phone. In fact, it won't be. It's an old phone. But I think it was June of last year, maybe earlier than that, I get involved. It was during the kind of the lockdowns and stuff, where VeChain were trying to kind of with the project. What we're trying to do was like track I don't want to say the words on here because I don't want us to get shadow banned, but you all know what it is. That's when I get involved in VeChain back then. So still hold it, still love it. But again, like most things, it's not really doing too much. Right, let's get back to the questions. Let's see. Let's get a bit of a different one then. Let me get a drink and then we'll kick off one. It's not quite as what we've had so far. Well, quite a good one, because there's a lot of new followers since this. So, when did you quit the 9 to 5? So, good question. We get asked this quite often, not just by followers, but just by kind of anyone that we speak to when you find out what we do. So, we both quit in October, December of last year. So, obviously, Crypto Glasgow has been going since May of it was live since May of last year. It was in the works a little bit beforehand, the actual brand itself, but we were live, say, May, June of 2020. So we were still working at the time. Dick was working 2 jobs, I was working in the bank still, and because we had a lot of time on our hands because we weren't working throughout the kind of lockdowns, we decided to start the business. Took a long time to kind of get going, as crypto was getting going as well. Bear in mind, back when we started this, Bitcoin was like $4,000. Literally was like as low as you could go, I suppose. So back then no one was really interested in it. So it took a lot of time for us to build up, but the goal was always to leave the 9 till 5 kind of full-time positions. That was always the goal. We didn't know how long it was going to take us to get there, or kind of how much work you would have to put in the background to get there. But it happened kind of sooner than we expected. So, like I said, October, December of last year was when we finally called it quits on full-time employment as such, and we went full-time on Crypto Glasgow and just kind of went from pillar to post, and it just grew ever since. So back then, I think we quit, and we were talking about this recently actually. Dick can kind of keep me right here, but we quit, I'm sure, when the page was only at about 1,000 or 1,400 followers. So we're now 12,500 followers on Instagram. But when we decided to make that jump from full-time regular income to let's just go for it and see what happens with Crypto Glasgow, it was only about the 1,000 follower mark. So it just goes to show you, like, just take that chance sometimes, and it pays off because the page has grown. Don't get me wrong, crypto itself as an asset helped. Oh, there we go. Dex had quit 9 to 5 at 1,500 followers, so I wasn't far off. So crypto obviously was starting to kind of moon, if you like, kind of tail end of December into January. So we just went for it. We took the jump. We seen the future of what was happening, and we seen exactly what was happening. The Bitcoin halving was over. That had been in the summer of 2020. So we knew, get to the Bitcoin halving. The Bitcoin halving event will happen, and then it's go time. And it was just a case of us then building the business in the background to make sure that we could support ourselves and pay our bills to then jump. Don't get me wrong, like I said, having 1,500 followers and quitting a full-time position, I was in a bank where a fairly kind of decent position, to say the least. Dick was working 2 jobs at the time, again, grafting to try and kind of get as much money as possible so that we could then go, right, cool, the time is now. So hopefully that answers your question. Hopefully that kind of enlightens a few people as well, because we do get that quite often where people are like why and how did you feel after doing it? And it was a horrible time, to be fair. It was more strange than horrible. It was great because we were going out and doing it ourselves, but it was a very strange time considering that you were used to working full time for someone, turning up, doing your shift, going home, I had this job to do, I had that, whatever it may be, to then, right, what are we doing today? And me and Dick literally spent every day together, whether it was at mine, whether it was in his house, just working on whatever we could for the business, and just going for it, just going for it. Obviously, if you've followed us since then you've obviously followed the whole progression. But we went over. We kind of decided to go to Dubai at the start of the year as well. And the reason for that was, it wasn't just because we fancied going on holiday because we'd quit our jobs. That was probably, now looking back, that was probably part of it, right? But the majority of it was Dubai is a bit of a hotspot for crypto. A lot of the crypto influencers were out there. A lot of the big names in crypto were in Dubai at the time. So it made sense for us to just make the leap and just go for it. And it paid off because we networked with a lot of people. If you followed us, you would have seen we went for dinner with the Moon. So he's quite a big YouTuber now. And just in terms of who we met out there and the connections that we made, helped us then progress the rest of the time. But a very long-winded answer, but again, I think it's important to kind of know the background of who are we, especially if you've only joined the past kind of few weeks. You're thinking, who are these two people that have this random Instagram page random crypto page on Instagram? Who are they? Where are they from? What have they done? So hopefully that helps anyone that doesn't know who we are, and a little kind of insight to, I guess, where we came from, where we've been and stuff. So anyway, let's get back to another question. What made you get into crypto? So another good one. So I've told this story many times. I'll try and keep it short for people that have heard it so many times, right? But I essentially heard about crypto back in 2013. Didn't get involved, clearly. Again, I won't bore you with the whole story, but I knew about it in 2013, didn't get involved. 2017, heard about it again, didn't get involved first time around. Then crypto started to move a little bit, more people started speaking about it again. And I remember the story that I tell everyone, like I said, the 2013 story. So I remember telling someone else that in 2017 and thinking, hang on a minute, like, I can't miss this again. Bearing in mind, back in 2013, Bitcoin at the time was worth like $100, something ridiculous, right? I think it was maybe realistically more $300, $400, right, per Bitcoin in 2013 when I first heard of it. Didn't do anything about it. So I had that at the back of my mind in 2017, thinking, right, hang on a minute. It went to a few $1,000 back then. People that I knew that were in it made fortunes, and I didn't do anything with it. So in 2017, again, when I'd heard about it again, I was just like, right, hang on, this is not, like, someone else has brought this to my attention once again. This free conversation has just came about. I need to act on it. I need to do something about it. And again, I've worked in finance for almost probably 9+ years until I'd quit my job. So I'd been in different roles throughout banks. So I worked in Santander for the vast majority of it, and then I worked at Deloitte for almost 5 years as well. So there was a good portion of my life was spent in finance anyway. So I was always interested in money, making as much money as possible. How can I make money? Invest in mortgage, whatever it may be. I was always surrounded with finance. So when I heard about crypto the first time, yeah, cool, sounds great, internet money, whatever, load of nonsense, like, it's all for the dark web. It used to actually be someone in my team who used to buy things on the dark web with his Bitcoin, and I would just be like, mate, I just want to buy trainers, I just want to buy, like, new clothes, I don't care about this Bitcoin stuff. But who's laughing now? So, but anyway, so yeah, so that's kind of the gist of it. That's why I get involved, because I'd missed the train the first time, I'd almost missed it the second time. Well, technically I did for the second conversation, but then in the third conversation I thought, right, this is it. The time is now. And then again, I just spoke to, at the time, back in 2017, it was Dec I spoke to, so everyone knows who Dec is. And then one of my other mates that we spoke about was Howie. No one will kind of know who that is, but that was one of the other boys we'd kind of spoke about crypto with. We didn't really know what was going on. We had no clue how to get involved or what we were doing. We were just investing blindly, just like in buying courses, literally no clue what was happening, but we're just going for it. We're just putting our kind of neck out and just going for it. And then ever since then, we've just kind of went for it, I suppose. So, yeah, there's a little bit about why or how. What was the actual question? I feel like when I go on these rants, I forget what the actual question was, but, or yeah, what made you get into crypto? I guess that's one part of it. I guess that's more of a how. Why? I can answer that as well. I've always been in finance. I've always been obsessed with making money. I always, to be brutally honest, I just like buying things. I just want to always buy the latest phone, or I like to have a nice car. I like to have nice things. And how do you get nice things? Well, you either work really, really hard, or you work smart and invest your money. So a bit of both. Work hard. I was working night shifts, working long hours to then fund the investments, to then fund the lifestyle that I wanted. So I guess it was just like rap music helped. Seeing everyone's fancy watches, jewellery and cars, and thinking, right, hang on a minute, I need that. How the fuck am I going to get it? And just fortunately just kind of went for it. It's all about just going for it. I guess that's the kind of moral of that story, and the moral of the kind of when did you just quit a 9 to 5? It's just go for it. Literally, just go for it. Something will happen if you just go for it. Like, don't procrastinate. I mean, obviously there's some instances where you can't just quit your job and just hope for the best that something's going to come around. You do need to work for it. You can't just quit your job and hope that crypto will pay for your lifestyle, because it's not that easy, unfortunately. You do have to work pretty hard in it, and it's constant. It's 24/7, 365. The market's never closed. So, yeah, hard work beats talent sometimes. So remember that. I feel like it's quite a good IGTV. Hopefully you're enjoying it. I feel like there's a little bit of a twist on this one tonight. It's more about kind of lifestyle stuff. And someone actually asked about, we missed the cars, where's the lifestyle back? So we'll maybe bring that back as well. We'll get more stuff up on the stories to kind of bring back more of the lifestyle. I feel like this IGTV is a bit of a turning point. So hopefully you're, like I said, hopefully you're enjoying it. Finn has asked there, are you still involved in Swissborg, and do you see it making any moves before 2022? Yes, very much still involved in Swissborg. It's still our main kind of platform for onloading and offloading. And yes, most certainly, like I kind of explained it about 10-15 minutes ago, where Swissborg's just doing what the rest of the market's doing. It's just about nothing, like nothing really moving currently. Don't get me wrong, there's a few projects up and down the past kind of week or two, even though nothing's really been doing that much, but Swissborg's just feeling the effects like the rest of the market. So we do fully expect it to move before the end of the year. So let's see. So is there any coins you regret buying or regret not buying? Loads, probably. Loads. I can't even think off the top of my head, to be honest. I regret selling some coins. I guess that to kind of reverse the question. I don't think there's any I regret buying though. I'm trying to think, but no, we tend to. This is a thing as well, and we tend to not. Hopefully, you've learned this by now, but we tend to not like jump on hypes like Dogecoin or Shiba Inu or Elon Coin. We don't. As much as people can make money from that, or make money on paper before they try and cash it out, we don't try and follow that. So if we invest in something, it's usually for a long-ish period. If not, we'll make it clear why we're investing in it. So there's nothing that I would say I regret buying. I definitely regret selling some Ethereum. I sold some Ethereum at like $400, which is a bit of a stinger now. I spoke about this quite a while ago. I was buying Ethereum when it was like $70, $100. I think my average buy was like 170, maybe even less than that. And I had a lot of them. And then I sold quite a bit. Again, don't get me wrong, I made money. So like, I made a profit. I made like 3 or 4x my money. So I can't really grumble because I still made profit on it. But when you think about it, it went to $4,500 per Ethereum. And I probably sold, I think all in all, I think maybe about 20, maybe 30. So do the maths on that, quick maths. What's, say 25 times 4,500. In fact, don't tell me because I'll feel sick. But I guess that, to kind of reverse the question, I don't regret buying anything as such that I can think of at the top of my head. There's probably been a few where I've been like, oh fuck, like why did it not go up when I bought it? But nothing in particular sticks out. But yeah, I regret selling some Ethereum. So again, reverse the question, but hopefully it still kind of makes sense. Ollie, you're telling me, mate. It was horrible seeing it going. Like, as much as I'm rooting for it, and I still have some, and I'm rooting for Ethereum to do well. Like, when you think about how much it would have been worth if I helped. I mean, again, when I say sold it, right, I probably sold some for, like, well, not sold, but transferred some into other crypto projects that have done well. So it's not like I just sold them and cashed out. It was like I sold them for other projects. Some of the projects haven't done as well as Ethereum. Some of them have done not too bad. So there's still been money made throughout the whole thing. But realistically, I probably would have just been as well holding on to it. Like, I would have probably made more money. But you win some, you done some. That is what it is. You can't win every single kind of battle that you go into, can you? So, yeah. So that's a bit of a gutter though. Right. What else we got? Biggest purchase with crypto. That's a bit of a kind of a question that we don't get asked too often, because I think people kind of seen it throughout the summer. But obviously in it was March. I bought an Aston Martin from crypto. Dec bought a Porsche from crypto, and we spoke about this back in March. I think it was March. Dec, correct me if I'm wrong, was it March or was it April? But yeah, so I guess that's the biggest purchase, if you like, that we've both made ever in general, but also ever from crypto as well. And that was just taking some realised profits off the market, which it seemed it's one of those ones where you hated selling it. There we go, March Madness. So it wasn't March. So you hated selling it because you thought, nah, it's still going to go up. It's still going to go up. So I sold some benchmark for mine, and I think Dec had sold some Swissborg, I think it was. So they were at a good price, and you think, no, it can go further. But then you need to remind yourself that taking profits is very important. If it does go higher, fine, but take the win. So yeah, so that was, again, the maddest and biggest purchase we've made to date in our personal lives and in our crypto lives, if that's even a thing. But the Aston Martin and the Porsche, so yeah. Where do you see the crypto space in a year or 2 years from now? To be brutally honest, in a bear market. But that's just prices in a bear market. In terms of where crypto will be as a whole, I can see it being a lot more adopted than what it is now, because it's only getting better by the day, as we see. Like, it's constantly getting more and more and more. There's more people getting involved, there's more banks getting involved, there's more countries getting involved. So I believe it will only just get more adoption as the kind of years go on. So even in a year's time, if we are in a bear market, which we probably will be, the prices won't be as great as they are currently. Doesn't mean that they're going to be as bad as they were previously, but they certainly won't be up as high as they are currently. But that doesn't mean that crypto stops. And that kind of goes back to my point I made earlier on in this live, where just because the prices aren't doing what you want them to do doesn't mean that crypto stops. Like, crypto's still moving every single minute of the day. Again, for members, you would have seen that last night. I'd spoke quite a bit about news that's still coming out, positive bullish news that's still coming out. Like Facebook, for example, launching their metaverse. That's going to be a total kind of crypto, not crypto based, but it'll be a AR, augmented reality platform, and there'll be NFTs you can buy on it. You can link your crypto wallets to it. So it's only just going to take it on further and further and further as the days progress and as the years progress. So hopefully that answers your question. So what's the predictions in the Q4 then of this year for Bitcoin? So for us, Q4 is going on history. It is primarily the kind of not the most bullish month, but it's definitely bullish quarter. But it is certainly one of the most bullish quarters. So we would like to see Bitcoin up at, we've spoken about this so many times, but the 80k mark, 75k, 80k. Obviously there's chat everywhere, Bitcoin to 100k, Bitcoin to 100k, and look, if it gets there, brilliant, like amazing. We're still going to hold on to not most, but about 20% of it for the short term. So if it gets to 100k, great. If it gets to 75, 80k, then that kind of meets where we want it to be. So either way we're happy, but that's where that would be. Don't forget the taxman wants his profit cut, lads. Oh, don't you worry about that. Capital gains tax, the accountant is on it. With this rate of adoption, do you think the bull/bear market cycle will eventually be broken? Nah, don't think so. Every market has some sort of kind of boom and bust, bull and bear. Like, every market has it. It's just how the economy works in general. Things get popular for a few years, or needed for a few years, and then it kind of dies down a little bit. So no, I think it will always be a thing. What might happen is it might get lengthened, so there might be longer bull markets and shorter bear markets, or vice versa. It might be longer bear type markets and shorter bull type markets. So I don't think it will ever like be broken or kind of change as such. But yeah, I think there's always going to be a need for some sort of bull and bear, boom and bust, like everything. Like, think of the petrol situation just now. Petrol is in a bull market right now, so it's a bit of a boom, and then it will crash back down. So it's just that's not a direct comparison, but it's just funny to bring up because everyone's going nuts for petrol. Do you have any thoughts on Cote or ETGO? Multi-clean, I think you've asked that like 3 times. Sorry, mate. I will get down to it. 4 times. I'm going to put a 2-question ban on this. No, I'm joking. But so what have you asked? So Cote and ETGO. No, I actually spoke about Cote at the very start of the live. Someone had asked about that. I don't know a lot about it, to be honest, so I wouldn't want to speak on it. Same for ETGO. Let me see the prices of it just now and see how it's been performing. But again, I don't like speaking about stuff that I don't really know much about. Let's see, ETGO or ERGO. Sorry, ERGO. Ergo's up 10% today, which is pretty good. Let's see, over the 3-month period, up 65% in 3 months. I mean, it looks pretty good. It looks like most projects, to be honest. Again, this is simply based off the charts. I don't know enough about it. Connor and Multiclean, you used to working with each other. What's going on here? You're asking the same questions. Are you at it? You trying to wind me up? Or you work it? Wait a minute. Are you working for Cote and Ergo? Because if you are, I want some sort of promotional deal on this. Ergo. Yeah, so again, Ergo, I don't know enough about it, but the price looks decent, I guess. It's up 10% today. And Cote as well. Let's look at Cote. A little bit down today over the 3 months. It's up 350% the past 3 months. It did have a bit of a prolonged period dip. Again, May, June, July, like most projects, it was down. So it's still up over the long period. Looking good currently, but again, I don't know enough about the project to kind of give you my actual opinion on it. Maybe you used to can, because I think you used to look, these are working for them. What's going on here? I hope they're paying you well to come and do some promo on this IGTV. Right, let's do a few more questions, and then we'll start to round it up for the evening. Jeez, I feel like I've been shouting a little bit tonight. My throat's quite sore. Also, you'll notice the Wi-Fi. So anyone that watched last week's IGTV, the Wi-Fi wasn't great. I have fixed the issue, so the Wi-Fi, hopefully, I mean, from my side it's been perfect, but hopefully it's been okay for everyone tonight, because last week was quite annoying. But we're good to go. I've been on the phone to Virgin Media, we've got it sorted. The Wi-Fi is spick and span. New display picture looks class. Thank you very much. Not really a question, but I guess that does kind of lead on to a little bit about the Instagram itself. You've noticed we've put a new display picture up. We've put new pictures on the highlights. We've tried to kind of give it a little kind of, not rebrand, that's not really the right word for it, but a little kind of spruce up, a little winter change. So hopefully you're liking that. Just brings a little kind of added kind of new feel to the Instagram. Let's see. If you have any more questions on here, by the way, just ask away. No more about Cote, no more about Ergo. But let me see if I missed any that I can see. March Madness. Nah, I got all of them. Nah, got all the questions so far. Oh wait, there's one there actually. If the lawsuit finishes in the bear market, how will the if the lawsuit finishes in the bear market, how will that affect the price of XRP? So I personally don't think it will last that long, but I'll try and answer it anyway. So we've mentioned a few times where just because the lawsuit is a thing doesn't necessarily mean that it needs to be, doesn't necessarily have to be cleared or settled for XRP to move in price. Prime example. So lawsuit was dropped December. Sorry, once again, let me get a drink before I start this. I literally just had my dinner before this as well, so I think I've just rushed into this a little bit. So yeah, prime example of XRP and maybe not needing the kind of the lawsuit to finish before it kind of does anything, right? So lawsuit drops in December, price obviously drops to, was it like 17-20 cents there or thereabouts, and then in March, April time, it got up to $1.96. So it went from 17 cents, 20 cents to almost $2 in that short kind of 5-month period, 4-month period. But there was still a very active lawsuit, and we were still very, very early in that lawsuit. If not, we're actually less informed with a lawsuit than what we are now. So we're like 5 months behind the lawsuit where we are today, and yet the price managed to get to $1.96. So obviously that's not $10, that's not the kind of targets we want, but almost $2 is not far off its all-time high of $3.80, there or thereabouts, $3.50, $3.80, depending on what exchange you look at. So it was almost kind of less than 50% away from its all-time high randomly in April when the rest of the market was kind of moving. So that to me, and that to a lot of investors in XRP and just in crypto, shows that yes, the lawsuit's a big deal, right, and we need that to be cleared before the retail investors will properly FOMO into XRP. But also on the other side of it, the technical side of it still shows that the price will move regardless of this big bad lawsuit. So hopefully that's not quite what your question asks, but hopefully it kind of helps answer your question a little bit, because I don't think, like I said, it will last that long into the bear market. Don't get me wrong, there's no exact time when the bear market will start. The bear market might start next month, November, does it? Like, we don't know for sure. Realistically, we'd like to see it more into Q1 of 2022, but we're not kind of time travelers. We don't know for certain. No one does. But yeah, so I don't think it's such a big deal that if it does go into the bear market, I think we'll still get a decent uptick in price in XRP. I'd like to hope so anyway, but yeah, we'll see. There's one just above that I missed as well. How can I get a job involved in crypto around Glasgow? There's not much, to be honest. We just kind of went off and done it ourselves. So maybe you could work alongside our team. Maybe there's something that you could bring to our team that we don't have. If you do, let us know. Drop us a DM and let us know what kind of... We don't know your background. If you get background in crypto or kind of anything to do with social media or Discord or anything, we're always actively looking for more people to help the team. The bigger the better sometimes. So yeah, let us know if it's something that you've got a kind of talent to bring, then by all means let's chat. But anywhere else, I don't think there's many places, to be honest, in terms of crypto jobs or crypto related jobs in and around the area. So let's see. Have you guys ever invested in stocks and shares or precious metals, or has it always been purely crypto? So yes, we have. Deck more so than me, to be honest. I've always kind of primarily been a digital investor, so crypto. I've had a few kind of stocks and shares previously, like I held a big bag of Snapchat when it came out a few years ago, which was a terrible investment. But yeah, so Deck involved himself a lot more than I did with general stocks and shares investments and precious metals. So Deck still invests in precious metals. I've dabbled a little bit in gold and bought a little bit of physical gold, but for me, the way crypto moves in terms of its high percentages, so hundreds percent, thousands of percent, nothing else to me is interesting, in all honesty. Maybe I've just kind of ruined it for myself because I've only seen how potentially profitable crypto can be. Don't get me wrong, it's the most volatile market in the world and it's the most risk involved market in the world, but that's what I enjoy. I enjoy that risk. Risk to reward, like scared money don't make no money, so you need to just go for it. Again, it's the kind of model of what I said earlier in the chat. You need to just go for it. So no, not so much. Definitely nothing now. I think Deck's got some precious metals, but I don't believe he's got any stocks now. I think it's purely only crypto, and for me, purely crypto. Thoughts on Zeliculus bull run? Zeliculus already had a very well performing bull run, to be honest. Well, the first part of the bull run, should we say? So I believe it will still do really well. I still hold Zelica. I know a lot of the members still hold Zelica as well, and yeah, still a big project for the rest of the year. Do you pay tax on realised profits that you pay into your bank? Correct, you do. So capital gains tax, currently it's 20% standard kind of rate. There was chat of them changing it to a tiered system, but I believe they've kind of blocked that out for, I think it's 5 years. I think they've blocked it out. So capital gains tax, but don't take it from me. I am not a tax professional nor an accountant. I just like to talk about crypto. So speak to an accountant, speak to a tax specialist, and they will be more than happy to help. And the last question, Woody, still got the Aston. I don't even want to answer that because it might bring a tear to my eye. Hopefully that answers your question. Right, so we'll finish up tonight's live. Thank you very much for tuning in. The numbers were quite good tonight, actually, considering the football that I believe that is currently on. So thanks very much for joining. If you've got this on and you've got the football on, good on you. Hopefully you're paying more attention to the thing that matters most, this live. But yeah, hopefully something that I've said tonight's inspired you or helped you or just ticked something, or not ticked, sparked something in your brain to then help change. So I'm not going to change you, but hopefully something that I say then helps change the way you think a little bit. And again, I'm only just speaking from experience. We've lived quite a kind of strange crypto journey, I suppose, the past 9 months, 10 months, as we've kind of went full time in it, and hopefully it helps with a few of your journeys as well. So again, Q4 is tomorrow. Let's go for it. Let's hope for another positive Q4 in crypto. And yeah, thanks again for joining. We shall see you next week. Peace.